BSG's latest Tarkov TV has a lot to unpack. On Halloween, BSG went live on their Twitch channel to sit down and go over some upcoming changes for both Arena and the main game. This livestream was rather unexpected and ran for about an hour, but we got a lot of solid information in terms of where BSG wants to take both Arena and Tarkov going forward. The Arena patch just went live last Friday, and after playing it for a while, it's a very welcome patch with the additions being generally awesome, so let's go over that first. Arena's newest update is really cool. I wasn't expecting it to come out so quickly after the livestream, but to be fair, it has been 2 weeks since that livestream. The new map they added, the Fort, is definitely the most interesting layout and design out of the ones we currently have, being somewhat of a castle/jail hybrid, almost kind of like Alcatraz, but the map is about a medium-sized map with somewhat of a 3-lane design, which makes sense because it's one of the few maps that can play the new mode that also came alongside this update, Checkpoint. It's basically domination from something like Call of Duty, where there are 3 objectives that you need to capture and hold to earn points. With 15 minutes on the clock and a winning score of 1500, you'll be running around on either Checkpoint, Bay 5, or Bowl a lot to score kills and capture the objectives. It's a generally fun mode, especially since it's the first respawning 5v5 mode we've gotten for Arena. How we haven't just gotten a basic team deathmatch yet is beyond me, but this will do quite nicely until that happens. Other than the new map and new mode, there are some small quality of life changes. Clothes can now be purchased in Arena directly, and any outfits you've already bought have been transferred over, which is awesome, because the clothing always felt lacking in Arena, but now it's more synced up, but it's still not 100%. There are a couple of outfits I have in the main game that didn't get sent over to Arena, but this is certainly better than nothing. Other than that, a little animation plays for the new MVP screen. They added 2 new grenades, which will come to Tarkov at some point, the V40, which is this tiny little frag grenade, and a yellow smoke that actually blooms very quickly. They did a bunch of money and XP adjustments for each mode, map, and place you finish in, and generally just made Arena another better version of itself with the newest patch. And now on to the Tarkov changes, and man, there is a lot coming into the game, so we're going to go through these pretty quickly. The New Year's patch, being 0.16, is going to add Tarkov's first shoulder-mounted rocket launcher, the RPG-26, a one-time use launcher. How we acquire it or what its main purpose will be is still unknown. They've mentioned it can be used to destroy the BTR, but there's no reason to do that other than to see an explosion. Regardless, an extremely powerful piece of utility is coming soon. Tarkov is also getting a prestige system for those who want to restart during a wipe but don't want to reset their account. There will in total be 10 prestiges, but it will be launching with only 2. Engaging with this will unlock new exclusive cosmetics such as different dog tags, outfits, melee weapons, armbands, and more. Nothing that in terms of starting with extra gear or more guns, strictly cosmetics, which is how it should be. The system will also be only for PvP, which again makes sense. Customs is getting adjusted once more, but this time to the degree that Factory did, so opening up more older buildings and generally just updating the map visually so it doesn't feel as old. Personally, Customs is not the map that needs to be looked at right now. There are 2 others that could use the love, Lighthouse and Interchange, but I digress, it's BSG's their game, they can do what they want. The BTR driver will now have quests for us to complete, which, depending on what they are, could be really cool and maybe allow us to use his services at a discount or something. Hideout customization is coming, which, who knows, could that mean the Hideout Cat is finally going to be a thing? We'll see. It sounds like the New Year's patch, they will also be changing the weather to winter, and with that will come new clothing that resembles winter camouflage. So for the first time, we will have gear and clothing specifically tailored to blend in with the snow. Another 338 Lapua bolt action, the SAKO TRG M10 is coming. The ability to heal body parts uninterrupted is coming, which will be amazing, so you no longer have to spam your heal button and then cancel it with mouse clicks back and forth over and over. More detailed post-raid stats, whatever that means, a reworking of weapon mastery, which is interesting because all it does currently is change some animations on weapons, so it would be cool to see some extra benefits. Bodies and loot crates are going to be trappable, so you'll be able to lace a dead PMC or crate with something like maybe a tripwire or whatever else is in the game, so scary times are indeed coming. Better have that instant search body, untab, and run at the ready. And the final thing they showed off was another rework to the current recoil system. Now, This was a weird interaction because they showed off a video where the weapon feedback looked different enough to warrant concern that they did indeed change the actual recoil. But Nikita assured us that they didn't touch the guns themselves, but just the camera and how the game gives us that visual feedback of recoil felt. Granted, he struggled to get his point across, and the entire stream chat unanimously said, "Please don't do this," which prompted Nikita to get upset. And again, I couldn't tell if this was genuine or not because immediately after they went into a video about the current Zombies event. So the last few minutes of the stream were kind of weird and awkward as a viewer. So whether or not this adjusted recoil is going to actually become a thing with the New Year's patch, I'm honestly unsure. Overall, the horizon for both Tarkov and Arena do look really promising. There were some changes that BSG wanted to implement earlier, like Unity 2022, but have been unsuccessful with doing. So that sounds like it'll be coming at some point in the future. But for Arena, just the fact we are finally getting a 5v5 respawn mode, I'm very excited for this. I have a strange feeling this will become the new norm of play for the most part, unless you have last hero specific dailies to complete, but the amount of chaos that will ensue with the new mode is just going to be a good time. Tarkov also looks very promising. The rocket launcher is scary, I can't lie, but to be honest, in terms of the explosive ordnance that has already been added to the game, it tends to be on the tamer side in terms of acquisition. Combine that with the launcher being single use only, and perhaps they might intend for the launcher to have some more utility than be directly deployed against other players. All the other bells and whistles are nice additions, finally, but that potential recoil change also scares me because I don't know if it was real or a part of the end of this stream as a segue. Maybe we'll tackle that footage specifically in its own dedicated video, but for now, I'm kind of hoping it wasn't real. That was a quick rundown of the latest TarkovTV podcast. I know this is much later than everyone else, but to be honest, I was hesitant to even make one of these because I knew how fast others tend to pump them out, but I still wanted to go over them in general because there are some very solid changes coming for both modes of play. Either way, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts on the stream as a whole, as well as all the incoming changes, and be sure to subscribe for more cliff notes of important Tarkov changes that will most likely get implemented half-assed at the start and then just get adjusted over time. I hope to see you in future ones.